Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about today, you see the title, Black women are the biggest sellouts. And now, there was a time where that term had a lot of punch to it. A lot of punch to it. You called a Black person a sellout, and you really had to back that up. What was you talking about? Because we know what selling out is to us. We know what that means to us. That means you selling Black people down the river. You are doing something for your own personal gain that you know is gonna hurt your people, your tribe, your family. You selling out. But Black women have been the biggest sellouts. We are going to read the Urban Dictionary definition of sellout, and then we're going to come back with my perspective, because we've been knowing Black women are sellouts, but we don't like to talk about all the different ways that they sell out. We always like to think of this big, huge thing, but it's in all of the smaller ways too. It's everything. But what we're going to do real quick is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to read a couple of these definitions from the Urban Dictionary's version of selling out. The first definition they got here is anyone who sacrifices artistic integrity in an effort to become more successful or popular, generally in music. Someone who forgets their roots. And underneath is a very important sentence. It's the American dream to be a sellout. I'm going to come back to that. But let's talk about this one. One who betrays a cause for personal advancement. The popular definition of sellout allows it to be used as an insult towards anyone in show business. On the contrary, there are many bands which are considered sellouts, which are not. I don't want to talk about the bands. We're going to skip that. Let's come down here. Sellout, the greatest atrocity of our generation. And then the third one, the fastest known way to become a soulless, worthless POS. And then this one was interesting as well. Someone who chooses to screw you over for a stupid reason. Let's talk about it's an American dream to be a sellout. What are you selling out? What those definitions missed was the actual spirit of selling out. See, Black women have a sellout complex, right? Or even a sellout movement, because it's a movement to get the bag. It's a move. That's a movement. It's a movement to sell Black men under down the river, to sell Black children down the river. That's a movement. Divesting is a movement. Getting a bag is a movement. Leveling up is a movement. All of that is for Black women's personal advancement. She don't care, and she ain't been caring about how the rest of Black people have been suffering underneath her decisions. And they do this personally, on biological levels, on the family level, on the cultural level. Going viral for twerking, going viral for beating on their men, hitting their men, killing black men, going viral for beating their children, in the news for deleting their children. One of them definitions said it was the fastest way to become a soulless POS. Even the relationships she getting into are sellout relationships, because she's not going to get into a marriage without that piece of paper. Why? So she can screw you over for a stupid reason. I'm done now. I done got what I'm going to get out of you. I done got the monetary benefit out of you. Or, I got the usage out of you to help you, for you to help me to raise my 3 kids that wasn't yours. I got that. Now the kids is 17, 18, 19. They pretty much grown. Now I don't need you. You can go. You're dismissed now. The selling out is the selling of the spiritual self. All of the core beliefs, any of that, all of that, in order to get some money. Black women are walking around here with an entire price tag on their head. A price tag. And it's a selling. It's not something being taken from them. It's not something that's being done in ignorance. It's not something that's being done in the darkness of, well, we don't really know what's going on. They'll come play that cap like they don't know. But black women know. They foremothers sold out, and they doing it in 2022 the same way. It's even worse now, because now they coming out in the open and saying, yeah, we're doing it. Now what you gonna do? Doing it on an institutional level. Look at Black Lives Matter. They started out supposedly grassroots, saying Black Lives Matter is an internal spiritual thing. That's what galvanized everybody. The whole entire movement began off of what? The backs of dead black men being killed in the streets with impunity. Black Lives Matter, y'all. Let's rally together on that. And why could we rally together on that? Because that's what we was feeling. Because black lives do matter. Because they do. And then what did it become? What did Patrice Cullors do? What did the heads of the Black Lives Matter movement end up doing? Selling everybody out. We're going to get this money, $90 million or more, and we're going to buy personal land and homes, and we're going to basically run off with this money. None of that money went back to families. That money didn't go back to the communities. That money didn't go back to help nobody. That was the ultimate selling out. And nobody's supposed to talk about it because it's black women. And we're not supposed to think of black women, our sisters, as selling us out. It's the American dream. And they trying to live it by hook or by crook, by any means necessary. And they don't care how many of us got to get thrown under the bus for that to happen. It's knowing. They know. I'm going to read I'm not going to share my screen because I don't really even want to share the name of the individual. But there was a comment left that really brought home what I'm really saying. And I am going to go and find this comment because I need to read this to y'all. This person said, and it's a female, a black woman. This is what she said. Crimson, I can answer your question. We, the divestors, aren't the ones dealing with black men. That's mammies like the mammy in the video. I would never let a dusty get that close to me. I back the blue. The vast majority of BWs will always remain mammies. Swirling is for the elite. Are we listening to this? Selling out is for the elite because I guess only the elite live the American dream, right? Let her explain it. Usually the top 10% of black women in terms of education, class, and beauty. A lot of black women are loyal to black men because they are mentally ill. Some do not believe they can ever get a zaddy. A black woman who is both educated and beautiful enough to turn the heads of all men will obviously divest because zaddy is, statistically speaking, a better choice. You want to ask the young lady who just got killed about a month ago if that was the better choice? He has more money, is more committed, less likely to cheat, less likely to M-word his wife, less likely to end up living off a female. Yes, you have zaddies who do all these things, but not as many as there are black men, and zaddies are 4 times the number in total. You are much, much better off statistically going for him. I wanted one, a man who had never been convicted of a felony. Plenty of black men never been convicted. Had no kids by a previous relationship. Plenty of black men don't have children. Was at least 5'10" or taller. Plenty of black men are averagely heighted or taller. Who was reasonably healthy. Plenty of black men are that. Who didn't live off his mama. Plenty of black men don't live off of anybody. Who had a bachelor's degree and a career of some sort. Plenty of black men for that. 7 wanted something more than just sex. And there's plenty of black men for that. If you would ever present yourself as something other than a sex toy. I read that comment to y'all to demonstrate the understanding of the selling out. It's a sale. When you sell something, that means you knowingly enter into the contract of selling and buying. It's not unknown. It's not unexpected. If you open up a store, you expect customers to come in, buy stuff. They come up to the counter. You ring them up. You give them the goods. They give you the money. That's an understanding. That's a contract. Black women are mainstream. And see, we used to understand that going mainstream was problematic because it was the lost value system. Because we understood that in order to be accepted, in order to be pushed, in order to be paraded, in order to be celebrated by the mainstream, by the institution, by the environment, you had to sell a piece of your soul to do that. Because you were unable to get into that realm having a 10 life value success system. You had to subscribe to the lost value system. You had to. It's still the same. We understand that on a very basic level. We've always understood that. That's why we always be side-eyeing certain people when they get to certain levels and certain, stages of notoriety. Like, so they like you, huh? Why they like you? Because at some point in the process, you gave up your value system and adopted that lost value system full time. You did it full time, and you did it knowingly, knowing that the rest of your people was going to suffer for these decisions. When it came time to vote, 45 or 46, We gonna let 45 be in there, or we gonna get 46 in there. What did they do? What did black women do? Sell us out again. Because number 46 didn't have nothing good for black people, but they promised black women stuff. Like the SCOTUS seat. Selling us out again. There was an article, which I'm not going to read, but I'm going to put the link to the article in the description box, where Alabama's first black federal judge has asked Biden not to tap Ketanji Brown Jackson for Supreme Court. And I'm going to read just a real quick portion of why he's saying that. In his letter, Clemens said that there were several exceptionally well-qualified black female aspirants for the Supreme Court, but expressed the desire to see Jackson out of contention for the nomination. The retired judge pointed to the case Ross versus Lockheed, a 2016 class action lawsuit brought forward on behalf of 5,500 black Lockheed Martin employees as the basis for his opposition to Jackson's potential nomination. Jackson presided over the case, and Clemens said in the letter that the judge failed to greenlight the settlement that was reached, which was set to disperse $22 million to the employees. She refused to approve the settlement because, in her view, there were no common factual questions, Clemens wrote. He continued, Judge Jackson gave the axe to a settlement designed to benefit black workers at one of the nation's largest employers, denied the injunctive relief agreed to by Lockheed Martin that would have addressed a root cause of systemic racial bias that could have been a model for a nation hungry for racial equity solutions, denied the black workers the right to seek evidence to prove their claim of company-wide racial discrimination, and knowingly frustrated the rights of black workers to appeal her decision. Sellouts all across the board. Biologically, culturally, environmentally. And they happy to do it. Sell out with a smile. Living the American dream. I'm going to get this bag, and I don't care who I got to step on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to purposely step on my people because that's the agreement. That's the contract. It's not haphazard. You gotta step on them. You have to. You want these crumbs off master's table? You got to. Sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I am your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.